The resource is well over 4 million ounces, and certainly at these higher gold prices, will support a mine life of more than 20 years.
Hello, welcome to Assay TV. Today we're talking with Victoria Gold, and I have their president and CEO, John McConnell, on the line. John, great to see you.
Pleasure to be here.
You, in Q2 2019, you became Canada's newest operating gold mine with the opening of the Eagle mine. Tell us a little bit about how your production numbers have been so far.
Yeah, so we declared commercial production the first week of July, which generally means you've been running for a couple months at 80% of full production. Although there's a number of definitions for commercial production and different tests. So we continue to ramp up to full production, and we anticipate that by the end of the fourth quarter of this year, we'll be at full production, which, just to remind you, is the equivalent of 210,000 ounces per year.
Fantastic. And any hitches along the way in terms of as you're ramping up production?
Yeah, it's always interesting. This is the third ramp up I've been involved in. I would say this one's gone fairly well, but there has been a few surprises along the way. We had extremely wet month of June, and that caused issues on the mine site. But and then we've also found that the ore is we're getting higher wear on certain components. So you have to make design changes, angles of chutes. You have to upgrade liners to harder material, or in some cases rubber or a ceramic material. But all normal things that every mining operation around the world goes through the first year and a half of production.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, this isn't your, as they say, this isn't your first rodeo.
No, it is my first one as the CEO, though, and as the guy that's been responsible for raising the money.
Absolutely. And what are your expected all-in sustaining costs?
Yeah, next year we'll be down around less than 800 per ounce. Mm-hmm. We've guided something between 950 and 1150 for the balance of this year. Mm-hmm. And that's partly because the denominator isn't quite at full production, and because some of the changes we've had to make, they cost money. And to be quite honest, COVID has added costs to production as well. And I think you're going to see that in every mining operation around the world, that there's higher costs as a result of COVID.
But at these gold prices, that's still pretty profitable.
Oh, extremely profitable. I mean, you might have noticed that middle of July, we made an early $10 million debt payment. The operation is cash flowing nicely.
And in terms of the overall reserves and resources you've got there, what sort of numbers are we talking about?
Yeah, so the reserve is just over 2 million ounces and a mine life of around 11 years. The resource is well over 4 million ounces, and certainly at these higher gold prices will support a mine life of more than 20 years.
Absolutely. And you have some exploration targets that you're looking at the moment. Do you want to tell us a little bit about some of those?
Yeah, we have a very large land package in the Yukon, and it's only the last 3 years we started to step out from Eagle and look at the regional potential. We started with airborne geophysics across the entire property. Where we had anomalies, we followed up with ground geophysics and ground geochem. And we've now established some 15 targets, over 550 square kilometers of ground that we have. Mm-hmm. The most The highest priority target is another granodiorite intrusive out to the east. We call Nugget. It has very similar characteristics to the Eagle granodiorite intrusive. And last year we built a road out there, got a few trenches and holes in, and lo and behold, made a new discovery we've called Raven on the southeast corner of the Nugget granodiorite. So this year we're back out there. We started with one drill and been so encouraged by what we've seen. We've added 2 more drills. So there's currently 3 drills operating out there, but we are getting closer to the end of the season. So we're going to push the guys into mid-October, but we'll probably be shut down for cold weather sometime mid-October.
And what sort of grades have you been hitting there?
Yeah, it's been quite spectacular. You know, when you consider that Eagle is sub a gram, we're seeing multiple gram intercepts out there. Now, the geology is a little different, and, you know, we're still figuring that out, but, you know, we're seeing multiple grams over significant meters right at surface.
And how much drilling have you done so far? How many meters?
I think we're probably at around 10,000 meters today, and our goal is about 14,000 meters for the season.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously shut down for the winter, but then you'll be drilling again next year. In terms of the overall size, how does it at these initial stages, obviously, how does it compare with the Eagle mine?
Yeah, it's too early to say, Leo. You know, we're testing an area that's more than a kilometer in strike length and half a kilometer in width. So it's starting to look like it could have the potential for Eagle size, but it's very early days.
You also have a prospect called Lynx. Is that right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Lynx is a property that, you know, we've never looked at. It was explored extensively by a previous owner, and we had all the data. So we went back and mined the data this past winter and concluded that the previous owner had been exploring it the wrong way. So now we're looking at it using the Eagle and Potato Hills model and looking at it quite differently. And we think in some cases they were actually drilling the complete opposite direction to what they should have been doing. So, you know, we've got one drill out there right now. We just started, and we've got a crew of soil samplers out there. But it's early days, but maybe we'll have two more mines out to the east of Eagle.
Fantastic. And in terms of funding this exploration, is it being funded out of the profits from the Eagle mine?
Yeah, it's the first year we've been able to self-fund our exploration. You know, previous years we've gone out and financed through the flow-through system here in Canada, but this year we're totally self-funded.
In terms of your shareholders, who do you have on the register?
So our largest shareholder is Orion Mine Finance. Until recently, they were just over 42%. But you may have noticed we announced on Tuesday a bought deal, secondary financing, whereby they sold 5% of the Victoria shares they own. Not 5% of their ownership, 5% of Victoria. So that's, you know, will close probably by the end of the month. And I'm told there's at least 24 new shareholders, institutions that are in the book. And so that should really improve our liquidity in the market and reduce Orion's ownership down to about 37%.
But you've got some other good sort of institutional names on there as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Sun Valley Gold, Fidelity, Century, you know, all of the, you know, the blue chip mining institutions.
And in terms of your share price, how does it look compared with some of your peers?
I think we're trading better than most of our peers. I just saw some numbers today that we're probably, one of the best performing producers out there. Um, and hopefully we can keep that up as we achieve full production.
Well, it's certainly it's been a good time to become an operating mine with the gold prices the way they are.
Yeah, it's a perfect storm for us. We couldn't have predicted gold price. What we did though was, we did construction during a low point in the mining business. So we got the A teams on the project, and that allowed us to be ahead of schedule and on budget in terms of the build.
Mm. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say to people who are watching this, if they go to your website, there's some nice visuals there where you can really see the mine. There's some flyovers and see the mine in operation.
Yeah, and there's one video in particular I should point your viewers to. It's called Mine to Mint. And what we did was take actual footage at Eagle combined with some animation to produce a film that gives people a real sense of what we're doing and what heap leach mining is all about. We've had a lot of positive feedback on it, particularly from people who don't know mining.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you've got a lot on your plate at the moment with the mine ramping up and these new exciting exploration projects. We'll wish you the best of luck for the year ahead.
All right, thanks, Leo.
Thank you very much.